その間、鍵穴に目を近づけるのはいけないことでしょうか。ナイス。
What's up, guys? It's your boy Gazda, back at it again with some new Archero content from my Archero series, and this time, as you saw from the JoJo intro, we are going to cover Ayana and dive into this new hero and help you decide whether her massive 2,500 gem cost will be the right decision for you, or whether you should skip her for another gem hero. How we're going to structure this video is in parts: an overview, her first ability, second ability, and then community thoughts, followed by my conclusion. If we were just meeting, in this Archero series we cover tips, tricks, strategies, and more 2 to 3 times per week, so consider smashing the like button, leaving a comment for me to respond to, and subscribing and hitting that notification bell to never miss an upload. And a quick update in reference to subscribing: we did it, boys! We hit 2,000 subscribers. What an unbelievable achievement. I am so thankful and honored you want to continue watching my content. 2,000 of you, in fact. Stay tuned, as I'm going to do a giveaway to celebrate this momentous occasion. Details to come very soon, so, do the thing and subscribe and hit that bell. Onto the video. Ayana's stats are as follows, without modifications from gear, talents, or runes. Base attack 160 with a max out of 1029. Base HP 550 with a max out of 3868. Her hero buffs are as follows at levels 20, 40, 60, and 80 respectively. Plus 80 damage to airborne, plus 15% damage to ranged units, attack plus 4%, and dodge plus 10%. The all hero buffs being level 20 and level 60. She costs a whopping 2,500 gems, making her the most expensive free-to-play hero to date. Her abilities are Charm, Portals, and dealing a 48% base damage for 2 ticks, in which the tick increases by 0.4% each level up until 49.6%. So that's the overview. Now let's dive into the Charm ability first, as at first glance, this may do something you don't think it does. Charm, as stated, can be applied every 10 seconds to an enemy or instantly when attacking a new enemy. This timer appears in my data collection to be absolute. Playing in duos with Dragon XYZ, it does not allow you to charm lock enemies or even bosses as you may hope. Now Charm, in my opinion, might as well be a slightly different freeze for all intents and purposes. Freeze and Charm can work in tandem, and they don't overlap, so you can potentially freeze and Charm lock an enemy. But what Charm does is it slows down an attacking enemy's projectiles and causes them not to attack you for what appears to be about 2 seconds. Deceptive, because I think we all walked into this believing by Charm we're going to get enemies attacking other mobs on our behalf. Not the case. Furthermore, be careful, because charmed enemies launching a projectile will still damage you with said projectile, as well as collision damage still occurs. And that, my dudes, is Charm in a nutshell. Let's cover the Portal ability next. The Portal ability procs randomly from striking enemies and spawns 2 identical portals randomly on the map. These are one-time use portals that disappear after what I counted several times as 6 seconds, or after being used. The game gives no prejudice to the spawn location of these portals except into walls or water. They won't spawn there. Everything else is fair game. You can jump into a portal and the other portal could very well be on top of spikes or a buzzsaw, so you must be careful and aware of the portals you're using. The portal could spawn you into the Lion's Maw at the top of a room map right next to a group of enemies, leaving you to get ass blasted. Now, I will get back to my conclusion after we jump into initial community feedback. I was perusing both the existing discords for Archero out there and soliciting feedback on thoughts of Ayana. Lord Drawer and Dragon XYZ had this to say about her and gave me permission to use. And by the way, if you aren't on the Discord, what's the matter with you, you bitch? Join the communities and say hi to me. I say hi back and may even be able to play a duo game with you like I did Dragon XYZ if time permits. I ain't providing you the links to nothing. I ain't your daddy. Dragon XYZ says, Charm is decent damage. Slow and portals help. Ayana is better if you're skilled. Just be careful with teleports and portals may also spawn into you. Better than Meowjic. Pepe meme face. Her ability with freeze can be devastating. And Lord Drawer adds, I don't find the charm really helpful. Barely saw a difference. Better than Meowjic but worse than Helix. Fun gameplay overall. Not really good secondary hero because she costs a lot and has bad all hero bonuses. And when I talked about being disappointed that charmed enemies don't fight on your behalf, he added, yeah, they say it will slow them down and they will take higher damage. Now I can't exactly confirm this just yet as Ayana just was recently released. I wasn't able to locate enough data points if the attack damage is increased on charmed targets and by how much, but I will leave that to the Archero and analysts like Pure to discover and report to us later. Thanks to both of those cool dudes for letting me use their thoughts in the video. Further soliciting on Discord netted me with similar reactions regarding being better in community members' opinions as better than Meowjic, but not as good as Helix. But these users didn't give me explicit permission to use their thoughts, so I won't include screenshots here. Now, it's my time to play and divulge my thoughts on Ayana. Brace yourself. You may not like my opinion, and that's okay. Feel free to let me know in a comment down below so we can continue the discussion down there. But word to the wise, if you leave me substanceless comments, I'm going to probably respond to your comment with a sarcastic and brutal response. So go ahead and swing your big hamburger, but be prepared for me to swing mine back. While we're at it, swinging our around, smash like on this video if you have a large hamburger. That's right, only people with small smash the dislike button. And we all know you, who is watching right now, precious viewer, has a massively large and humongous hamburger, right? So help me out by showing the YouTube algorithm what your mama gave you, and share the video too so your other big friends can watch this video. Man, what even is my channel anymore? Okay, enough about hamburger. Personally, with Ayana, I think she is a more technical character because in order to get the most value out of her, you need to know how to utilize her portals and when you shouldn't. Like I said, the portals can put you in stickier situations or can rescue you from being stuck in a corner and getting annihilated. Now, is she better than Helix or Meowjic? That I will cover in a future video and will add the link to a card later when I do. But based on her alone, I could see her as more versatile than one might initially think. The charm can help against bosses and heavily mobbed rooms for you to pick them off until victory, but you have to be hyper aware of her portal spawns, which can lead to a dangerous leapfrog game if you're not careful. Especially in duo mode, she can be handy because rooms get front-loaded swarmed a lot in the later levels. Because of this technical side to her, I can't in good conscience recommend her to a majority of players. She requires an above average skill set of a player to really maximize. Couple that with her being the most expensive gem hero to date, I have to say conclusively that if you're new to the game, I wouldn't recommend grabbing her until you gain a better handle of the game and how to play. What gem hero would I recommend over here? Well, I will cover that later, so remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss an upload, buddy. We be out here jamming 2 to 3 times per week. Clicked on this video and watched this far, you probably like hero comparison videos. Well, I got one on Sylvan and Shade to the left, so go ahead and click that video right there to keep the good Gazda times rolling. If you have seen that video already, YouTube is recommending something else that you should like, so you can check that out instead. As always, my friends, I'm Gazda, and I will see you for the next one.